Hi friends, welcome back. This is Connie. In today's video, we're starting it off with a grocery haul. My husband and I went to Walmart, and it's not very often that we go to Walmart, especially to a grocery shop. But we decided that we're going to go today. Basic reason I wanted to go up there was because I have been seeing videos, other people's videos, and things on TikTok and stuff saying that their Walmarts are switching over to those electronic tags. And I wanted to see if ours did, and they did not. There was no electronic tags throughout the entire store, and it is a super Walmart. So I was very glad to see that. I really hope they don't switch it over to electronic tags because I've heard so many bad things happening with that. If your Walmarts by you are switched over to the electronic tags, or if you've had any kind of experience with them, because I've heard nothing but negative on them, let us know down in the comments below. Let us know approximately where you're located, what state you're located. You don't have to give your town or whatever, just approximate state where you're located, and let us know your experience on the electronic tag situation because fortunately ours did not have that. So that was good. And then there was some other things that we actually needed to pick up this week that our local grocery store does not carry or any of the stores around here. So that was an extra trip that we had to go to Walmart for anyways too. So, Walmart is dangerous to go into. So I try not to go in there very often. I do have to say that I picked up a few items, grocery items that I normally would not pick up, but I wanted to try. And that's because Walmart had them. And my local grocery store does not. So yeah, Walmart is bad when it comes to a budget. But as far as groceries go, I would say they're pretty comparable to my local grocery store. Some items, I'll tell you as we go along, are a little bit more expensive, possibly, than our local grocery store. And that's only if our local grocery store has the sale going on. And ours does really good sales every week. Plus, I have coupons with them and rewards. So, a lot of times I could get things cheaper at our local grocery store just because of being a rewards member or having their coupons that they offer. So there are some things that we did not pick up at Walmart because we will get them at our local grocery store. But for the most part, we got what we needed here at Walmart. So without further ado, if you're interested in seeing what we picked up, stay tuned. Let's do that next. Okay, let's go ahead to start with the cold stuff first so I can get this into the refrigerator. We seen this. This is for 34 grams of protein per serving is Tyson's garlic and herb seasoned grilled chicken bites. And I thought this would be, I wanted to try this. This was, I think it was like two something. I'm not going to give you all the prices. This was an oddball thing that I've never picked up before. And it would take me forever to try to find the price on this stuff. But I want to say it was like $2, $3, something like that. And I thought this would be really good, to put on top of a salad or something like that. So I thought I'd give that a try. My husband wanted some ice cream, so he went ahead and picked up the Breyers pistachio almond. A lot of times our grocery store does like a 2 for $5 on Breyers, but Walmart did have a rollback on it, so that was not bad. And then this, I accidentally pulled this off when I was taking it out of the bag, but it doesn't matter because we're going to have some tonight. And this is Italian beef, and we normally don't get this. This was for that small thing of it was $12.43 for that. So that is something that we don't normally pick up. But you know what? I was kind of having a craving for it, and my husband mentioned it. So he's like, "How about Italian beef?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's do that." So we are having some of this for dinner tonight. And to go along with that, we went ahead and picked up the bread that was on the clearance rack for 88 cents. So we're going to have that for dinner tonight. And then Breyers came out with a new Carb Smart Reese's. I think it's new. I've never seen this. Like I said, our grocery store doesn't carry all this stuff. So to me, it's new. And I am really excited to try this because it's Reese's flavor. So, and then of course, when I go to Walmart, I have to get the big thing of cottage cheese. And this was only five something. So that's comparable to about the price I would pay for two small ones at my grocery store. And this one actually, I get more in it. And then the cheese, those were $1 something and a block. That's about comparable to my grocery store as well as the Singles Craft American cheese. And then we picked up my dog's food. I think that's pretty much the same price anywhere you go. And then we ended up getting a Greek plain yogurt. That's for me. My dog I put her on a little bit of yogurt too with her food. And then my husband, he got his. And then we got a big thing of bacon. That was pretty good. And then we also got a roll of ground beef because we determined this was the cheapest way to go. And so we got that. And then we're going to move over here. And since we were at Walmart, we decided to go ahead and get the big thing of coffee. This is the 40.3 ounce of coffee. And for the large coffee, it was $17.76. And that is actually not a bad deal for that big thing because I've paid more than that, about that, for the smaller one at my local grocery store. So that wasn't bad. Less sodium taco seasoning. That's, taco seasoning's cheap. Then I needed some mayonnaise, so I got it with the olive oil. And then I did find my local grocery store does not carry these either. Zero sugar Oreos, and I've been dying to try them. So I finally was able to pick them up, and I think they were only, I want to say they're like $4. I don't know offhand, but they weren't much at all. So I finally get to try them. And then I got my keto bread. That's about the same price everywhere. My husband picked up some Thomas's English muffins. And then he picked up 2 loaves of bread. Now, he only got 2 loaves because our local grocery store has been doing 99 cents for bread on the weekends. So he went ahead and just grabbed 2. These were $1.29. And when they go back on sale for 99 cents, I will grab him more to stock up on because he goes through a lot of bread. And then I picked up a thing of Carbs Counter Zero Net Carbs tortillas because I always use these. And then let's see, over here I did pick up an iced caramel macchiato in Great Value, and it's a 12 count for the Keurig, so I can have some iced coffee. I actually went there to get the Nescafe cold coffee because none of our stores around here carry it anymore, and it was over $10. And I was like, oh, okay, I can't do that this week. So I decided to go this route, and this route is only almost $4. So I saved there. And my Keurig has a iced coffee side to it. So that is the way we're going. And then I also needed some monk fruit and sweetener, erythritol sweetener for baking. I haven't been able to bake much because I've been out of the sugar and just didn't want to spend the money on it. But this was a cheaper brand, and this is great values. And it was like, I think a little over $5. So that's a little better than Swerve. And then I did find some Doritos. These are new. They're protein, 10 grams of protein, and they're nacho cheese. Now, these were only, okay, I can't seem to find it on the receipt, but I want to say it was a little over $4. I think it was like $4.98 or something like that. But the reason I wanted to show you this is because it's made by Doritos, first of all, and this is what I have been getting. I've been getting the Quest, and you can see the bag is much smaller than the Doritos bag. Now, the Quest chips run about the same price as this big bag of Doritos. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to compare calories, okay? And we're going to see. All right. One bag of Quest protein chips is 140 calories. About 10 chips of the Doritos is 150 calories. How much is it?
$4.97.
Okay, I was right. $4.97. He found it. And so about 10 chips give you 150 calories. You can have this whole bag for 140 calories, okay? There's not a ton in this bag, but I do believe there is more than 10 chips in here. Now, as far as the carbs go, Quest has 5 grams of carbs, and Doritos has 8 grams of carbs. And then Quest has 1 gram of fiber, and Doritos has 1 gram of fiber. Quest has no added sugars, and Doritos has 0 grams of sugar. Quest does have 19 grams of protein, whereas Doritos has 10 grams of protein for only 10 chips. So, there's the stats on that. But the question is, are you willing to pay $4.97 for one big bag, or approximately the same price for this little bag? You know, we try to eat healthy. If you want to say Quest is healthier. To me, I'd much rather pay $4.98 a bag for the Doritos than for, I want to say $4.35. They're over $4. I do know that, for the little bag of chips. And I will just take the trade-off, you know, to get more for my money. So, just so you know, that this is an option, and it is new, and it is protein, 10 grams of protein. So no artificial flavors, no colors from artificial sources, and they are not nacho cheese. So that is an option that is out there. All right, let's move on. Okay, I had to get some baking soda, so I ended up getting baking soda. That was less than $1. My cats needed cat food. We like to buy them cat food for 2 weeks, so they got a little over 2 weeks and a couple days, and they always like the shreds. They don't like the pate. They have to have the shreds. I did get me 4 things of tuna as well. I'll put that over here so that don't end up going in the cat room. I did pick up a big thing of cheddar cheese crackers. Again, I was buying the keto crackers, and they were getting expensive. Even if it says keto, it's going to be more expensive. And, you know, with the grocery prices the way they're going up and my paycheck is not, we have to go do what we have to do. And this is the next best thing. This is cheddar cheese crackers, and these are 160 calories for 28 crackers. Now, I don't even eat that many crackers in a sitting. If I have lunch, when I have a lunch, I may take a handful of crackers, and that's all I'll have. And most of the time, it is not 28. It's probably more like 15. But there's no sugars in here, and 19 grams of carbs, but that's for 28 crackers. So and there's 2 grams of protein. So I just went ahead and started buying this kind instead of the keto because it's cheaper and it's about the same thing. And then my husband, he still, he has sweet tooth. He wanted some chocolate cupcakes. These are always for his work. And then he wanted some big honey bun glaze. So he got the big packs of those. They did not have the dog food that my dog usually gets for her dry food. So we are going to try her on this. And it's bacon and steak flavored mini bits. So we're going to see what she thinks of that. And then we also got her some more treats. She needed more treats. This is where more of the money went to. It goes on to animals. There are babies. These are 3 Dog Bakery, and these are cheesy crackers. Because every time I eat my crackers, she always wants one. So I went ahead and got her some crackers. And I'll give her a couple of these when I'm eating mine. And then she also got some like little cookie type things, Blue Dog Bakery, large treats for dogs. There's bacon and cheese, chicken, natural cheese, and peanut butter. So yes, she's spoiled. And then the cats, they are getting their Friskies, gravy swirlers. They were out of wet food too. So the animals all ran out of their food. And then the last 3 things we picked up was I got chicken broth and beef broth. And this is for flea and ticks because we all know it's flea and tick season. And this kills by contact fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, which we definitely have around here. And this was $10.97 for that. So I could spray it right on her, and that should help her. And then the cats already get their thing. So, all right, that is all we got for groceries today. Like I said, we did spend $211.07. But the dog mist is normally what we don't normally have to get. So that was $10 right there. They were all out of their food, wet and dry, for both animals, all the animals. So that's normally not something that we have to spend all in one trip. Plus she was out of snacks too. So we ended up having to spend all that in one trip. And then, we have to try the Doritos and the Oreos. And we also have to try the Breyers ice cream too. So I guess we did get a few fun things, but I definitely stayed away from hard goods because I definitely would have came home spending way more than $211. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this part of the haul. Let me know where you grocery shop. Do you grocery shop at Walmart? Do you have a local grocery store? Do you go somewhere else? And let me know if your grocery prices are still high, because they don't seem to be coming down. And it's just something I guess we're going to have to learn to live with and do the best we can with it, right? Okay, let me know down in the comments and we'll see what else we can do. When we were coming back from Walmart, if you see this crack right here, that was caused by a car going in the opposite direction because they're doing chip and seal on the road and flew up a rock and cracked my windshield. It's always something.
This is thrifty.